In this video I will tell you about top 10 problems women face all over the world. If you like the video, subscribe my channel. At number 10. Obscurity in the market. With little or some improvement in the mentality of the people considering the constant endeavor of some feminists or women education, women have found their way to the economic platform, but not quite as you would like to think of. Gender bias could be seen among working women in the offices where either in promotional ranking or distributing pivotal works, men sweeps them off. White-collar jobs are not offered easily. Even when it comes to physical labor, women are discarded with the excuse of them being physically weak than men. Although, this has seen a change recently and more women are indulging themselves into any kind of work, out of their comfort zone. At number 9. Biased parents. Oftentimes, it can be seen in some families that parents are deviated from their daughters towards their sons. To give this a profound effect, you might have come across families or certain parents who tend to lean more on their sons in respects to education, career and other personal affairs such as property distribution. To them, daughters receiving their basic education, that is passing matriculation or at best, surviving their higher secondary, is more than enough. They are made to sit back home and watch after the kitchen as that's a prerequisite for marriage. Girls here mentally suffer a lot even though they have high ambitions. At number 8. No work after marriage. In many countries, especially in India, the trend of working after marriage is a big no, even though nowadays some has broken this trend. It is believed by such people that a woman, once married, should look after her in-laws and husband and should be staying indoors. Breadwinner is always supposed to be the male member of the family. I wonder why, if a woman is well educated, should remain inside the four walls of her husband's house and not equally take part in earning some bread? Is that why we educate girls, to study and get locked up inside after her marriage? At number 7. Domestic violence. With all of her untold sacrifices for her dear ones, she still is stoned to violence. Let this be from her husband, her in-laws or even her own parents. She is always an object prone to violence. Many incidents as such can be heard and seen where she is knocked off of her feet literally by her husband, who either is inebriated or is a frustrated soul who acts all sadist and vents it out all on his wife. She also is a victim of her in-laws, as is mostly seen all around where nothing but verbal or physical bashing takes place. Roaming around with scar, she has no place to go. At number 6. Dowry Act. Mostly practiced in India, this is a kind of act where, irrespective of the fact that a woman leaves behind everything just to adjust with a new family, settling a new beginning, the groom's family places on more stipulation from the bride's family on materialistic foundation, or else, if the demands are not met, she is the one most likely to get scored and tortured in the name of dowry, and oftentimes, it takes on such a high toll that the end result is nothing but her death. But who cares what she goes through? Did you ever wonder what is it to leave your own family behind forever? At number 5. Sexual harassment in public. Now, with the growing pace of this modern civilization and its advancement, the cognitive ability is becoming as narrow as possible of most of the men folks in the world. The world is no longer a safe place for women to live in. You have seen women getting sexually harassed by some vile men out in public, either on the streets in broad daylight or in the closed walls of an office. Neither is spared. They either touch their breasts or other private body parts or throw out a verbal remark of abuse. The public transports are the perfect places for such douches, where they are the most hormone-fueled and become uncontrollable by rubbing off their manhood and playing dirty on women. At number 4. Sexual abuse by family members. What can be worse off than being sexually molested by your own family member? The ones that we call dear and embrace, take it dirty on us and defile the purity of the relation. No person can be trusted these days with what is going on. You need to be keeping a suspicious eye on everyone. Your grandfather, uncles, Brothers and even your so-called father sometimes turn out incubuses and you are later to be blamed for having been near them. Women here are left with a mental and emotional scar that can never fade away from their life. The irony is, nobody would believe you if you tell them. At number 3. Voice on mute. Do you think the women folks are supposed to be quiet even when it is the hour of need? More than often, women are seen as someone who should always maintain a low profile and keep it silent most of the time, as that reflects her beauty. I ask you people, is that really so? Don't we have the right to speak up our minds for what we believe is right? Does that really take a huge toll on you? In most parts of the world, women are the puppets and are mere characters of a play of Shakespeare. They are shamed or looked down upon by the society if they happen to raise their voice. At number 2. TEASE. Hey honey, why go alone? Take me with you. You sexy lady, come here and we will have a ride someplace. Leave us your contact number, sweetheart. Yes. These are what I frequently get to hear the moment I walk out of my house into the streets. Although avoiding them does the trick, it makes me apprehensive all the time. This is a case not just with me but girls all over the world. Teasing. It's the most common yet downright harassment for women. The constant catcalls followed by their miserable whistles makes it even more disgusting, and having to face such experience almost every day is not welcoming for any women. At number 1. Rape. Here it comes. A nightmare to all the women. Rape is something that can occur any time of the day. Occurrences of rape cases can be heard each day, with absconding rapists or some being nabbed. The worst form of torture to a woman as it is. Rapists see no dress or age. All they are interested in is ripping off a woman's prestige. To add up to that, the society rather scorns the rape victim, tagging her with a black spot. I have always noticed this fashion that parents ask their daughters to be careful while going out and put a deadline for backing home in the fear of getting molested. But I ask this to everybody here. Why do you rather not tie up the men and ask them to control their libido when going out and not rape any random women than setting up restrictions for a woman? If you observe these problems anywhere and any solution, then comment and share your idea to stop these problems. And if you like the video, subscribe my channel. And also suggest me topic to make new video on top 10.